Okay, come on, you guys. Give me, yeah, there you go. Woo! Thank you so much for coming. This is so awesome that you guys are here. I see a lot of faces that I don't know, and that is amazing. Who's here? Who's here for the first time? Wow, this is awesome. Where's Samir? Oh, anyways, but thank you so much for coming, you guys. This is amazing. For those though that don't know me, my name is Norma. My name is Norma Vocal or Norma V. I am the in-house broker for Sam's Real Estate Club. Or Victory. Okay, like this? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, there you go. All right. Anyways, so tonight is gonna be amazing, and the reason why everybody's here is because Amir is being such a great asset to the club, and the club is just being so great for everybody that is being a VIP. How many of you guys are VIP members here? Yeah. And I see most of you guys have bought property already. Yeah. And sold. So I am so excited because, you know, I was talking to my son, because my son and I started working together. And the greatest thing about real estate is it doesn't matter how old you are. You do have to be 18, right? But it doesn't matter how old you are because you can make as much money as you can. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to make $1 million. And then they start doing it, start the process, and then they quit. I can tell you that if you guys don't quit, you guys can achieve what you guys put your mind into it. Because every time it's kind of like the energy that we give out is the energy that we received, and that is so important. And I am so excited for you guys that you guys are here because we are in the business. Well, not in the business. Sam is being 15 years already this year. So last month was the anniversary. I mean, 15 years, it sounds so easy to say, but it's a long road, right? So, for those that are the VIP members and that are making money, and it's just so gratifying, and I am so happy that you guys are able to do what you put up to do, because a lot of times you just kind of need someone to help you, because it's so scary. When I first started doing real estate, that was 17 years ago, and I started doing the traditional real estate, then we started flipping in Seattle, and it was just so much easier. Then we moved here to LA, and I feel lost. I feel like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? This is so big. Nobody knows me here. I just feel like a big, I mean, like on this big city. And in reality, it's not such a big city. It's kind of like, it's like a circle. I mean, everybody knows who you do, what you do, and it's the circle that you move around. So that's why I always tell my son, and I said, no matter what happens, you still have to become or be a nice person, because you never know, down the road what is going to happen, and what is happening or what happens, it's just life. It's like a circle. Sometimes you meet this person, like I meet Michael, and and sometimes maybe 2 3 years down the road I'm going to meet him again. But if I made a really bad impression on him, guess what he's going to do to me? He's going to give me his back. And so that's why it's so important for you guys. And I am so happy that you guys are here. And one of my favorite VIPs just walked in. His name is Gary, and I'm going to embarrass him. But, Gary is such a great testament about what Sam's Real Estate Club does. Sam is such a inspiration. And Chris, yes, Chris now became partners with Gary, and right now they're doing a rehab in Inglewood by the Forum. And Chris just showed me the pictures, and it's amazing how, just in a week, the transformation of the whole property. But, so that's what it is, it's like, go for it, because a lot of times, we already June, it's like middle of the year. And I was talking to Geraldine, because sometimes, like in summertime, people are moving around, doing different things, but for some reason, sometimes summertime is like the slowest time. Instead of like December, everybody gets like panic because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to sell, I have to buy, but summertime is just kind of like, I don't know, a lot of people move around and all that stuff, but a lot of times summertime is not as busy as we are like at the very end of the year. But what I'm trying to say is that we're in June, so we have 6 months left on the rest of the year. So what I'm trying to say is that utilize us, because that's why we're here to help you. And we just a phone call away. Joanna's here with us, helping us. Frank is getting his license. Sam is just a phone call away. The same with me. If you guys need help, just call us and reach out, and we'll be happy to help you, because when you guys make money, it is such a satisfaction. I think before I was kind of like me, because that's what you do. When you're in real estate, that's what, especially when you're on your own, the only thing that you want is like succeed. You want to make as much money as you can. And yeah, it is true. But at the same time, this is more gratifying than anything else, because we're being able to help other people achieve what they want to do. So without any further ado, please help me, the president and CEO of Sam's Real Estate Club, Mr. Sam Sadat.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Oops. Please don't do that again, or they're going to sue the hell out of me, okay? How you guys doing? Everybody okay? What a beautiful crowd. We got great. Oh, hi, everybody at home. We got a whole bunch of people watching us at home live through our webcast. Thanks for being with us. And thank you, folks. Nobody wants to watch the NBA tonight. Is that it? You got the DVR going? Everybody's got the DVR going, right? Huh? Yeah, right. Well, if it were the Lakers, I would change the date of the meeting. But since the Lakers suck these days, so I guess that's out of the question. So let's see. Robbie, where am I going with this thing? Okay, so here we are. All right, anyways, Robbie always wants me to have something prepared, although I never follow it, but just having something in my hand gives me the confidence that maybe I stay with it. Anyways, welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. I put together a mission for our club, and I was thinking about repeating the mission at every meeting now, although it's going to be repetitive for some of you, but that's okay. What do they say about repetition? Repetition is certainty. So the more you repeat something, the more certain you become at it. You know why teachers are so good at remembering things? Why are teachers so good at remembering names, remembering all the excerpts, the poems and all that? Why do they remember that? Repetition. That's it. So if you really want to be good at something in life, repeat the same thing. John Wooden, you guys know who John Wooden is? Yes. The legendary coach at UCLA. I met him at a restaurant in the San Fernando Valley not too long ago, when he was alive, of course, 6 years ago. And this guy is the most incredible human being you run across, because he is so embracing, he's so inviting, he's so open, real. So I sat down with him and I chatted, because I like basketball, and I asked him, what was the secret of your success? Why were you able to do what you did? And he said, one thing: repetition. Same thing over and over and over and over again. And he said it didn't matter if one player couldn't play. All we got to do is plug in another player and the system would run the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's just about the team. It's about putting the components together, because synergy is like greater than sum of its parts. And when you become so good at something that you have that synergistic effect in you, then, I'm sorry? Okay. Then you have that synergistic effect in you, that thing is pervasive. that will change the course of your life. Because I tell you, as a physicist, what I studied at UT Austin, I tell you that everything in the universe is made up of energy. Everything is energy. Even things that you think are solid, like this, it's also energy. Okay, if you put it under microscopic, nuclear microscopes to look at what's going on, deep inside in every atom, those subatomic particles are moving around so fast that you cannot believe. Dizzying speeds. So everything is alive and everything is energy. The only difference between this kind of energy and me is just because I'm a softer energy. That's a harder energy. Means that, my vibration is a lot higher. That's all it is. Okay? So thought is the finest form of energy. Thought. Thought is very fine form of energy, and it travels faster than the speed of light. According to Einstein, nothing could go faster than the speed of light, except one thing, thought. For any of you that are mothers, or mothers who've experienced something happens to their kids, there's lots of documents about it. Instantly that it happens, they know about it, or even before it happens. Why is that? Thought. Fine form of energy. So what am I telling you? Anything that is fine form energy, you can solidify it. How do you solidify it? Put it in the physical universe where we are and practice with it. Work with it. That's what you're here to do. You're not here to sit on pins and needles, say, all day. That's not why we're here. Okay, there is the physical reality has a goal, has a mission. What is that goal and mission? For us to survive, to thrive, to have a beautiful life, to interact with other people, to do not just anything that is self-serving, to become life-serving. Can you get the distinction? Self-serving and life-serving. Okay, because we're not just here to self-serve, we're here also to what? Life-serve. And serving life means you give something of yourself to your fellow human beings. That's what I've been doing for 15 years. You look at our, reviews on Yelp, it's all like 4.9, hundreds of people. Why? Because we care. I care. I care about, Norma talked about it. I care about our investors doing well. Going out there, hooking them up together, getting them mixed up, our VIPs, they meet like Chris and Gary, they get together, they put up their resources together, they do a deal. Now, let me ask you a question. Isn't it better to put up your resources with somebody else to do a deal in your backyard than put your money in the hands of someone who's going to do something with it someplace else you have no idea where it is? Everybody with me on that? It's the easiest way to lose your money. Put your money in the hands of other people. Everybody got that? Yeah. That's why it's so important. And my friend from Zinc Financial is here. They make private loans. Tom right here. That's why he and I were talking about that. And this is important for you guys to know. The single most important reason that we had the crash of 2008 was one thing. No skin in the game. Everybody got that? Right. No freaking skin in the game, not even a dime. People were buying properties. Not only were they not putting any money in, but they're walking out at the close of escrow with money in their pockets. They were doing loans at 110%, 120%. Tom, do you remember that? 125%. You know what that means? For those of you who don't know, 125 means LTV, loan to value. That means the loan exceeds the value of the property. When we say 125, means the loan, the financing on the property exceeds the value by 25%. Means that if you bought a property for 100, you could borrow up to 125. How crazy is that? You borrow a property for 100,000 and it's now you're walking away with 125,000? What kind of a math is that? Okay? Was it a wonder when it all collapsed? Did they know it was going to collapse? Damn right they knew it. You think those guys are idiots? Of course they know it's going to collapse. So the key for you guys, if you want to make money, because that's exactly what we did. We prepared ourselves before 08. We got lines of credit. We liquidated some assets. We got our partnership strengthened, all of that put together. And then when the market crashed, our money made a lot of sense, the amount that we had, because everyone is running away. Okay, the trick to make money in real estate or anything is buy when everyone is running. If you're buying with the crowd and if you're following the crowd, you're going to end up exactly where the crowd's ending. Where is that? In a ditch, maybe even deeper than that. Okay, maybe a well full of cow manure, stinky, that's what I'm telling you the truth. So for you guys to succeed in real estate, you've got to have the ability not just to be able to buy for now, but set aside a little bit for the future, which means you got to buy and hold. So what I did was I came up with a mission to help you realize, our mission here, to help you realize your dream of wealth creation through practical knowledge, positive mindset, powerful networking, and inspired action. How do you like that? Generally, how do you like that? Because you're good then. Okay? Okay, thank you. So to help you realize, because the more I thought about it, the more I realized this is really what we're doing. We're helping you to realize your dream of wealth creation through practical knowledge. Unless you apply your knowledge, you ain't got no power. Whoever says knowledge is power, they had no idea about action, okay? It's easy to say knowledge is power, but knowledge is only what? Potential power. What's real power? Action. Okay, when you apply your knowledge, then I can say you're powerful. Don't come tell me that you know a lot of stuff and you've gone to all these gurus and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, because I know to somebody who's sitting in Florida is trying to tell you how to do a rehab over here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So and then charge you 30, 40, 50,000 bucks, and then when you call the support line, who do you get? A 20-year-old kid in Las Vegas playing games. They've just trained him and they're trying to help you flip a property here in LA. Are you kidding me? You see? So when we're talking about, you remember the old sticker thing that we had on cars, bumper sticker a while back, maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago? Think globally, act locally. You remember that? Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic concept. Think globally means the realm of thought. Remember, we're talking about how fine thoughts are? Okay, the realm of thought should be unlimited, should be no boundaries. Think, aim as high as you want, think as loud as you want, do all the crazy stuff, because that's where you can do whatever and no one is going to question you. It's your universe, it's your life, it's your thoughts. So when you start thinking that, and when you start putting that thoughts in your mind every day and you repeat what you want out of life, okay? What do you want out of life? Clarity. What do you want out of life? Clarity. What kind of clarity? Clarity of perception, okay? A lot of people think, oh, I'm perceiving, I'm seeing, right? But are you seeing it clearly? Because when you can see, hear, feel clearly in the present moment, okay, you're perceiving with clarity. And I guarantee you, anytime you perceive with clarity, which I call clarity of perception, one thing is going to come out of that. Accuracy of response. Accuracy of response means God, the universe, prime creator, supreme being, whatever it is that you believe in. We're not here to talk about that part of it, okay? But whatever you believe in, when you put the clear perception of what you want, the universe is going to give you back accurate response. What is that accurate response? That's exactly what you asked for. That's a response. That's right. So you wanted a beautiful flip, or you fall on your lap and make a lot of money. You can literally create that if you have what? Clarity of perception. Because that clarity of perception is going to bring about that accurate response that you want from the outside, from the universe, from whatever it is that's creating it for you. And the moment you bring that about, your life will change. Because that's when your life will begin to change. So how do you get clarity of perception? How do you guys get it? How do you guys get it? Taylor, how do you get that? Clarity of perception. What helps you to get clarity of perception on a daily life? So who said action? Meditation, perhaps, right? Yeah, meditation. Yeah. What would you say? Meditation, knowledge. Okay, very good. Knowledge, focus. Okay. What about walking in the nature? What about being in touch with the nature? The best place you can go is to get in touch with the nature and meditate. If you meditate in the nature, you get close to God and you get close to whatever it is you believe in. Okay, and when you get close to that, you get favors. Only those who are close to him, her, because I think it's both, okay? Only those who get close to it, okay, they get favors. And how do you get close to it? Knowledge in the nature, meditate, get connected, focus, all of the good stuff. Put it all together. What's going to happen? You can manifest what it is you want in life. That's the formula. Okay? But are you going to do it? Hopefully. But most people just talk about it. They give you rhetoric. They give you reasons why they can't succeed. Somebody says I'm tall. Somebody says I'm short. I'm fat. I have an accent. I'll never make it as an immigrant. All of this stuff, some of the stuff that people say, to disempower themselves. That is bunch of baloney. That is bunch of baloney because, success in life and your level of reaching the peak performance in your life has nothing to do with your external appearances. Absolutely nothing. You know what it has something to do with? Your mind and your heart. That's it. When your mind gets harmonized with your heart, that's when it's going to happen. Okay? So if your mind saying one thing and your heart's telling you something else, and it's constant battle going on, who's going to win? Nobody. You're just going to be in the middle, like suspended in a state of suspension or suspended animation, and you never get anywhere. You move forward. Real estate is going to change in your favor. Things are going to get better for you guys as investors. Okay, people are doing crazy stuff out there right now. And Amir is going to tell you, they buy properties, overbid, kill over the properties, overbid and buy properties because they don't know how to evaluate and analyze the deal, which you just joined us and you're going to learn very shortly. Okay, to analyze it so you don't overpay for it. Tom is going to tell you, most people that are losing the properties are who? People that overpaid for these properties. Okay? And I tell you right now, a whole bunch of them are overpaying for these properties. They have very little skin in the game. You know why? Because what they do, they borrow from Tom in the first mortgage or get a loan from us in the first mortgage. And then they go to all these unsuspecting, usually the elderly, who've got money in the bank, 50, 60, 100, 200. They're getting nothing. They're desperate. Oh, I give you 8%. Just loan me some money. I give you a lien on the property. So they slap a second mortgage and the third mortgage and the fourth mortgage. All the money is coming from all these poor people. You know who's going to get hit in the next turn? All these private investors that have no idea what they're doing. They just fall for these pieces of paper. And all of a sudden on a property that's worth $600,000, they got over $600,000 loan on it. They borrowed $480 from him, $100,000 from you, $50,000 from here, and no one's position is secure. Because the moment Tom or I foreclose as a first mortgage, what's going to happen to all the junior liens? Wiped out. All the junior liens wiped out. The moment I foreclose on that property, 10 more people below me with 50, 100, 200, 60, 80, everyone is going to get wiped out. Okay, there goes your life savings. So any of you guys got money in there, don't do that unless you talk to me or somebody who knows, because you can easily get yourself into a lot of trouble. Okay, so this is the next wave of foreclosures. We're gonna have a whole bunch. Everything is kind of like up in the air. And anybody who thinks California, or when things go up, they always go up. Anybody who thinks that, they haven't seen a few crashes like we have. And what is life made of? What's this? Wave, ups and down, wave cycles, up and down all the time. If you think you're always going to be good, I got news for you. You're not. So when you meet somebody and they're compulsively answer you every time you ask them, "How are you doing?" Compulsively, without even thinking, right? What do they say? Great, fantastic, right? And it becomes like a rote kind of a thing. And so therefore, in America, it's become popular. Fake it till you make it. What a joke. What a bunch of baloney to become people so totally and completely unreal with themselves. What the hell is wrong with you, or me saying, what's wrong with you? I say, I'm not feeling good today. I'm sorry, but I feel better in a few hours. What's wrong with acknowledging that feeling? What the hell is wrong with that? The moment you acknowledge it, it's going to move forward from it. How much? I say, instead of fake it till you make it, I say, fake it till you become it, at least. Till you become it, okay? At least become something in the process of becoming. But this idea of faking, acknowledge if you're not feeling good, you're not feeling good, but I bet you in an hour I'm going to feel great. But acknowledge that feeling at that right moment, because that's critical for you guys to get in touch with your inner self. I have gone to all these self-improvement classes, personal development. I've taught them many courses, and we do that right now here, meditation. 2 months ago, we had meditations of our VIPs. We're right here in this big room, okay? How many of you were there? Yeah, the whole bunch of you. Yeah. So we have even classes like that. But the critical issue is for you guys to succeed in this market, be very, very, very careful. Okay? If you buy a property for a purpose of a flip, what do? Flip within about 2, 3, 4 months, because it's 6 months and beyond, you don't know what's going to happen. But if you're buying a property and you're thinking that even if I couldn't flip it, I can keep this property for another 5 to 7 years, you're still going to be good, even if you buy at the peak of the market. But I guarantee you, you may not be able to get 70% of what your property is worth in about 2 years from now, 2.5 years from now. I bet you anything. And it's going to happen. And for those of us who don't think that don't happen, oh, California is immune to all of these insanities, right? LA, no way, look at how many people are coming, all of that. Okay, fine, I've heard that before 1,000,000 times. But I still say the universal laws are more powerful than human laws. Are they or aren't they? Okay, when the universe says, I'm what? I'm a wave, I'm a cycle, okay? So man, doesn't matter what we create, and we think we're making this rule, that's just a damn rule. Rules are made to be broken. Laws aren't. Okay? And man's laws are far inferior to the universal laws. If you do not plant your seeds in the spring, you ain't gonna harvest in the autumn. That's the bottom line. You just absolutely cannot violate that law. But over here, we totally can violate it. A home is worth only 100,000. We finance it for 125% of the value. In what part of universal law have you ever seen something like that? Well, another cycle is like credit, right? Credit cards, okay? It's like not paying it forward, it's like paying it backward. I don't know what kind of pain it is, but it's you're borrowing, you're actually borrowing, your lunch, your dinner, your food, you're financing that and paying it over 25 years. In other words, you're spending the money you ain't got. How in the hell does that fit into the universe's formula? There ain't. So if you guys want to do partnership in real estate, and I tell you guys over and over again, if you want to be successful and not fall apart, be sure you have skin in the game. And if somebody wants to partner up with you and they tell you, I'm going to do everything for you all the way, you don't have to worry about a thing. Just give me your money, right? What's the first question that comes out of your mouth with that person? What's the first question? What is the first question? What are we talking about right now? Skin in the game. What is your skin in the game? What are you putting into this deal? Oh, no, me, nothing. I'm bringing my expertise, my sweat, my sweat labor, sweat equity. Yeah. Anyways, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm putting. What are you talking about? I'm putting all of that. You're putting the money. What is my first question to them? What is your skin in the game? Oh, I don't have a lot of money. How much have you got? I've got 20,000. That will do. Put $20,000 in the game. Are you with me on that? You'll be surprised about two things. Number one, a whole bunch of those people that don't have the money, when you ask that, they're going to run the other way and fool somebody else, and they're invariably going to pay the price, right? Number two, if they have the money and they're going to put that money in, guess what's going to happen? Your deal is going to be going through. Because even for that skin in the game that they could basically get every dime, they are going to work for it. But if they ain't got nothing to lose and it's your money, as soon as the going gets rough, what happens? Gets tough? They're going to run run the other way. Words of wisdom I'm giving you tonight, okay? You keep all of that in mind. It's for general concept of investing, okay? Specific you want to learn, we'll talk specific. When you guys join VIPs, our price is going up what, next month? Next month going up, yeah, twice, double, virtually, okay, everything. So those of you who are not VIPs, want to join. Otherwise, later you're going to join sooner or later. I know it's going to happen, because you go try everything else, pay 30, 40, 50,000 bucks to realize a couple of thousand over the long haul. A couple of years is going to pay you great dividends, because we believe in continuing education. Education is not just one time. It's a life journey. It's from cradle to grave. That's education. Okay, just picking up a novel today and tomorrow, a couple of weeks later, read something else. That ain't no education. Okay. That's right, fiction novel, yeah, that is not education. So anyways, you know what he's trying to tell me back here? He says, Sam, you've talked long enough. Okay, so that's what he's saying. All right, so anything else? Anyways, if you guys want any of our flyers, cards, they're all over the place, you already here, so let me tell them a little bit about you. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right. All right, fake it till you make it, huh, buddy? All right. All right. Okay. So Amir, I brought him over here maybe 3 years. Who was here when we had Amir here on the panel? I know some of you were here. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. I brought him over here on a panel of experts that we occasionally get, occasionally have here, investors, the experts in any kind of real estate fields. I brought him over here and he connected with people so well. I had a long list of people that wanted to pick his brains. All of a sudden, he called me about 3-4 days later and said, Sam, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore, because he took the first 6 students on a tour of the city, something like that, or what you...
I took him like a boot camp.
Like a boot camp, yeah. Out there teaching them and basically on a daily basis to show them what he's doing. As a result, he told me he lost $50,000 or more because he wasn't doing what he was normally does, which is what? Doing the business, not teaching the business. So he said, that's it. So we canceled a whole bunch of people. So about 2-3 months ago, I started going after him. He says, Amir, are you real? Are you making money? He says, yeah. So he sent me a whole bunch of checks, all the stuff that he's making money with wholesaling right here in Southern California. So I said, that's awesome. So can you come? He says, no, if you want me to come, I'm not going to do what I did the last time. Okay, he says, there's no way I can take people around. I'm going to lose too much money, right? So I said, what can we do? He says, well, we can do a day or 2 educational, thing for them, a workshop. If they want to come, learn it, I'll teach them everything they need to know. So anyways, he came here tonight. It's amazing to listen to his life story. I got, within like 4 or 5 days, he's made over $70,000 wholesaling properties. Just in 4 or 5 days past. He makes regularly over $400,000 a year. He's going to share with you the life that we had nothing and buy wholesaling right here in LA. And everybody says, you can't do it. And then what's funny is one of our other VIPs gets a little bit of selective mentoring from him. And he, who would probably be the last person I thought would get anywhere with this thing, he's making lots of money. When he joined the club, he didn't even know what a contract was. So he comes in after 3 months, he tells me, Ara, he says, Sam, I think I can't come to the meetings anymore. I said, why not? He said, I don't understand anything. And you guys, you talk like Greek. I don't understand all these terminologies you use and all. And I said, Ara, just come in for another 3 months. I promise you things will change for you. So he came in with another 3 months, then hooked up with him, then learned the process. He now is showing me checks, $10,000, $15,000 in the last couple of months alone. You worked Uber, right? Yeah, he quit Uber and now he's making more money in 2 months than he did a whole year over there. So this kind of information is not what you get on, flip this house, or who did you say, Than somebody? Yeah, Than Mero, or any other. This kind of information is in the trenches out there right here in the streets of LA and getting it done. This is what we're talking about, okay? So I think that's enough said. Amir Solomon, welcome, man. Good to have you. Yeah. How you doing? Good. Thank you so much. Okay, let me mic you up.
We need to be mic'd? Yeah, definitely for the viewers.
You need to.
Masters of art.
Okay, you remember it's a flip. He doesn't even know what a flipper is. I was telling him, this is a flipper. You flip. He hasn't
I thought he was talking about flipping a house.
What is a flipper? Are we flipping a house over there? No,
Yeah.
We're not flipping a house. Okay, go ahead.
Hello? Hello? All right. Hey guys, how you doing? So he already told you my name. I don't need to say that, right? I'm basically an investor in Southern California, like he said. I specialize in single-family homes and wholesaling. I developed this technique of wholesaling. I also got mentored. I'm just like everyone else, everyone needs a mentor. So when I started, I got mentored, and then I took that knowledge and I applied my own work to it. And that's where I am today. I started about 4.5 years ago. And everything I'm about to tell you guys, it might sound like bragging, it might sound like boasting, but it's just the truth. I'm just trying to tell my story and let you guys know what is possible in this industry and what is possible with no degree, what's possible with not being an agent and just using YouTube as education and finding a mentor. And or read, because psychology has a lot to do with what I do also. And Sam knows all about that. So let's get started. Little resume. I wholesaled over 150 properties since 2014, all for different wholesale fees. Maybe, 5,000, maybe 20,000. Maybe I developed it myself. Maybe I cherry picked it and kept the property because that's what I do now because I made so much money wholesaling where I can do the flips myself. Placed over $65 million of investor funds. That's actually financial advising. Real investors with real cash and tell them where to put their money and how much money they will make. And they make the money, and where do they come back? They come right back. I fixed and flipped over 11 properties. I currently have one right now and a partnership on another one. We'll talk about that later. I manage joint ventures and I handle developments for my investors. Some of the investors I work with, I tweaked it a little bit. Instead of just wholesaling them a property, I manage the property and get a bigger check and get percentages on the back end. Why not get an extra check on something I already worked on? So different strategies is definitely key. Started 3 different real estate companies, all of which are running right now. One for flipping houses, one for wholesaling contracts, and one for developments that I partner with different investors on. I taught and trained a select few people, and one of them is here today, which Sam was talking about, Aura. He's going to do a talk in a little while and let you know how he makes money and how he took the knowledge I gave him and how he turned it into his own. He has a heavy accent. You guys are going to hear from him later. So there's no excuses. Like he said, he didn't even know what a contract was. I mean, I know everyone in here knows what a contract is. So you're already ahead of the game, and you just need the specialized knowledge. Now, so I'm sharing this information with you guys right now. So my specialties include marketing, acquisition, which you need marketing to get your acquisitions. You definitely need to build relationships. That is a thing that most people don't even understand. Building relationships has to do with psychology, mending bad relationships with somebody, learning how to talk the lingo of a real estate agent. That is probably the most important thing on here besides wholesaling, because that's what got me all my money. Marketing, acquisition, building relationships, wholesaling, rehabbing, flipping, development, contract negotiation, fund management, property analysis, and financial consulting. Those are my specialties that you will be learning if we, have enough time today. So basically, all the success I have has to do with the knowledge I gained from my mentorship and the understanding about real estate, and then mixing that with hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. People think like once they get the knowledge, the money is going to fall on their lap. That's not how it works. When I first started, I trained with someone for 9 months, was getting crumbs on the deals we did, but I was getting that education, and I knew that was going to be the most important thing that I have. So I took it. I took the crumbs. I took the battering. I took whatever I needed to do to get the education. And when I quit in the end of 2014 and started my own company, it took me 4 months to get my first deal. But then it hadn't stopped since then. So, I mean, it does take time. It does take effort. It does take confidence. It does take putting yourself where you do not feel comfortable. And once you do that, you're going to feel it. And every closing is a check mark and an education. It helps you get through the next closing. It's going to give you education because every property has a different scenario. Everyone has a different seller, a different buyer, a different situation. REOs, short sales, whatever it may be. We don't need to go into that. Sam's over here telling me to hurry up, so I got to keep it moving, All right, let me give you guys some examples of money. The reason why I'm just telling you all this and stuff is because it's even hard for me to believe. You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to close 9 deals in 1 month and make over $100,000? That's unbelievable to me. So, I mean, Sam told me to bring some proof and some checks. So, I mean, I brought some checks that I could show and pass around. This is my most recent one. I got June 5th. Today is June 6th. I'm just showing you the most recent one. It's for $35,000. And I got that property last week. So I called somebody, I got a property, I hung up the phone, I called my guy, and I sold the property, and I just waited for everything to close. I put it behind me, and I got a check for $35,000. So it's real. It's real. And this is just one of the checks we're going to show you. We got some more up here that I got. Let's see. Here's some examples. Here's some properties that I currently got in escrow right now that I'm closing. The first one, you see $2,000. That's my fee on that one. You can't make a slam dunk on every property. Every property needs a close. So you have to find a strategic way, and you have to be negotiable yourself to get deals done. It's not just about negotiating a cheaper price to the seller. It's about negotiating yourself to get the deal done and make everyone happy to make another deal happen again. Because that's my key. I want to do another deal with whoever I did a deal with the first time. And I learned that from my mentor. My mentor never did a deal with who he did the first time. Always had a bad relationship. So I learned from his flaw. You know, whatever he was stubborn, he was whatever he was, he did not do another deal with that same person. And I realized, I was like, wow, you're missing like a good referral right there. I mean, why not make a better relationship instead of being so greedy in the beginning? That's a little tip right there. I mean, you know, that's how I'm closing 9 deals this month, you know, and here's some more right over here. I got one of these with a lady in here. That's one of my agents right here. One of these deals we're having a big problem with. You know, we're having, because every escrow is different. I can't get into it right now, you know, but we're going to get through the problem. I'm telling her right now in front of everyone, we're going to get through the problem. I promise. That one right down there is right around the corner from here. 2901 South Bentley. It's actually 2 blocks away. I called on the property. I did what I had to do to get the property under contract. This was also last week. This was during the Memorial weekend. I work every day, you know what I mean? It doesn't stop me because dedication, and you gotta do what others won't do to get ahead because someone's doing it right now. I called the agent the first day it was listed on Memorial weekend. And I went and saw the property on Memorial weekend. I didn't go to a cookout. I went to that property right there. And this week, sold. So I'm making $7,500. So that's a better picnic to me than any Memorial weekend. You know, I can have a bunch of picnics. $35,000. Yeah, I got a couple copies of them. You guys can pass them back, check them out. So this one I already told you guys that I called. Yeah. This one is on Sequoia. This is in Glendale area. And same thing. I mean, you know, these are easy to me. I put them behind me. There's a couple that are difficult, and that's what I get paid for. Nothing's too difficult. Me standing up here right now was probably difficult a couple years ago. All right. But I deal with so many problems during the day that this is a piece of cake talking to you guys. I'm telling you, because of the experience I have talking to people over these closings, over the 150 closings. So we can go. Here's another check that I got May 29th, 25,000 bucks for another property, off-market property. An agent says I got a pocket listing. Gave me the pocket listing. Why? Because I did a deal with that agent before. So what does that mean? She's going to give me another chance because I keep the relationship. So what did she do? She said, here, we got a deal right here. She said, I can give it to you for $515,000. Right away, I'm a numbers guy. That's another thing you can learn from me. I know comparables. I know what a good investment is. I know what areas are because I'm always out here. I'm on these streets. I knew that the property was worth $800,000 right whenever I got it, you know? So I told her, we got it. We can do this deal. I made that $25,000 and I'm managing the property. I'm developing it. I got the contractor in there and I'm gonna make 10 to 15% on the profits at the end. So that was just a bonus. Yeah. So I mean, I'm making twice on one property. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's all kinds of creative ways. Wholesaling is just one exit strategy amongst thousands. I don't even know them all. I'm learning every day. I'm learning new strategies every day of exit strategies because education, it can go forever. So here's another one, couple $1,000, and I had to split it with someone. So I made $1,000 on this deal, but it's still a deal. It's still an extra $1,000, and more importantly, it's a closing under my book, and that's more important than anything else, like education. What's it like? I mean, that's better. You got paid to get an education, so whatever it takes, I mean, it doesn't matter. Here's one for $4,000, which all I did on this one is tell an agent to talk to my buyer. That's it. The buyer gave me $4,000. So I didn't even do the work because I set it up in such a way where I have to set up creative things so I can do all the work. I don't have an employee. I mean, I make all this money and I don't have any overhead. So why hire employees when I could just, creatively figure out a new solution, put it in an investor's lap? I just do the acquiring. I just do the acquisition. I do the relationship building. I'm out here in these streets. The rich guys are out behind their desk. You know what I mean? We got to get their money out their desk and put it in these streets. So let me introduce somebody. Come up here. Come up here. So this is some guy that I met over here at Sam's Club. He's a VIP member. What's up, bro? You want to sit down? All right. Here. Yo. Get away. Here, come over here.
One sec, please. Let me have it, please. Okay. Let me turn it on for you. Here you go. Go ahead. So you want to tell him a little bit about
Yeah.
This work? Yeah.
All right. So Ara was one of the guys I trained. He was probably the student I would say is least likely to succeed. I'm telling him to his face. I swear to God. I swear. It was like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth. No, I love you. I love him now. Okay. It was like pulling teeth. He kept asking questions, the same questions over and over again. But he was in the car with me. He was watching me do what I was doing. And he kept watching. He kept recording. He kept asking questions and writing. Out of everyone I trained, he did that. But no one else did. And guess what? No one else is here doing a testimonial with me.
I was actually amazed that when he was teaching, there was another guy, he wasn't taking any notes. And I'm like, how is he going to remember all these things? No, there's a lot of material here.
What's his name? We don't want to call him out. I think, all right, but go ahead.
Yeah, anyways, I'm Oro. I've been a VIP member here for about, I think, 3 years. A little bit less than 3 years. Yeah, so I was attending the meetings. As Sam said, I was about to quit because I didn't have any idea what they were talking about. So I had a computer science background and I had a online shoe store. So my overhead and another thing about this business was in that shoe store was about $18,000 every month. And I wasn't making a lot of money.
How many years ago was that?
That was actually before I started.
We're not talking about that. Let's stick with real estate. Real estate.
So he taught me. And,
No, you went to Uber. You were doing Uber.
Well, I started that because I was going back and forth. I was getting married. My fiancée was in Armenia, my home country.
He had a kid also.
Yeah. In a suitcase. Are we being recorded?
So that tells you he's comfortable talking to people. I mean, that's one of the skills you need. I mean, to be in any industry, which every one of you guys have or can practice. Confidence.
Yeah, when I bought his boot camp and he was training, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do it right away, and that was a bad thing because you're kind of losing continuity. Because I within a month I had to go back to Armenia again to do a lot of paperwork and stay there for a couple of months. So But I thought this was a, a good chance to at least start something. So that's why I took a lot of notes and I was recording everything so that when I came back several months later, I would, have something to,
He told me that he was leaving, he was just getting the information and then coming back and he was going to apply it. To me, I was like, whatever. I'm like, he just paid for all this learning and like he's not even going to use it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and to tell you how clueless I was about real estate, after even attending Sam's, some of the class he was teaching and the meetings every month here, and going through his boot camp. So after like a week, I'm calling him, I'm telling him about, I want to start doing deals, and he goes, okay, yeah, I'm gonna recap everything about the contract. I'm like, what contract? And he says, yeah, you have to, the contracts, you put properties under contract. And I'm like, oh, really?
So we went through a 5-day boot camp,
Oh my God.
and then he comes back to me and is like, what contract?
Yeah.
I said, man, it frustrates me a little bit because I'm not a good teacher. I'm not like Sam, what I mean? I'm kind of impatient.
If he had a knife, he would have stabbed me.
Probably. But anyways, look, what are you doing today? Tell them, what are you doing today? And when you came back, how long did it take you to start? And what was your first deal? And also how much you making today? Go ahead.
When I started, I think one of the biggest things is having fear of man. So I was searching properties on Zillow and Redfin, and I think that's where you start in this business, the way that Amir does. So I will compile a list of fixer properties with the contact names of agents and stuff. And
No, how much was your first deal? Not how you got it. How much was it?
Oh,
and then
the first deal I was actually $3,000 at the one in North Hollywood. Yeah,
okay.
He actually helped me because even though through, he taught me everything. The first deal when it comes, I'm like, okay, what's the next step?
No one will know what to do once a deal is closing if you've never done it before. You don't know who to call. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You got to make it legal too. It's got to be legal. Everything has got to be by the book. So you got to have a walkthrough. So that's what I walked you through the North Hollywood one.
So and then I did 8,001, and then I did 7,001, and this was within what 2 months, maybe, yeah.
And so he got the hang of it. Once I walked him through that first one, he's like, "Oh, okay." He can put the contracts together in the right places and make it legal and get through escrow. And every one of his escrows is a different escrow company. So he learned something new like me every time. So and now you closed the deal just the other day. He called me and was like, "I'm sorry, I told you to say it, and then I'm going to say it." He called me about a Glendale deal, and he was having a hard problem on closing it. He had a $10,000 fee that was in the lieu that he was going to lose because the escrow company said, you cannot change the name on this contract. You have to either close it or you have to let it go. I said, don't worry. I said, I know what to do because I've been through those situations before. So I called the escrow company, tried one thing, didn't work. Tried the agent, tried another thing, didn't work. Simple. I created another escrow, opened it up, and kind of simultaneously closed. Not really simultaneously closed. I could tell you more about it later. It's a different strategy, but it worked. You got paid?
Yeah, I did.
He got his $10,000, and I told him.
More like actually 9,000 because there were extra fees with the second escrow.
With the second escrow, he had to open. He had to pay a little bit of money for that extra escrow, which that's fine. I would have charged him a fee, but I told him to come over here and do this talk for me, and that's it. Because I mean, it just makes sense, If he was going to lose $9,000, $10,000, he called me. I got it done for him. I have to deserve something, I mean, I'm giving him my education. I'm walking him through it. Without me, he lost the deal. He would be willing to pay me because that's how this industry works. You got to help the people that get you somewhere to get that knowledge to do it yourself one day. It's not about, it's not about just closing all the deals and getting all the money. No, you got to spread it out too. I mean, I give fees all the time. I don't have employees. I have commission people. I have hundreds of agents that work with me. Sorry. Yeah, go to yours. Ara brought some of his checks too. This is one that, go ahead, tell them about it.
Yeah, actually the 3 checks were with only one investor within like 20 days, I called everything. Yeah. So, but 2 to 10,000 once, and the third one I just let it go for $2,500. So within 25 days, I made like $22,500.
You get a good
Yeah, that's the same.
you get a good investor, you keep it because that you're only going to sell properties to a handful of people.
And you can always increase your list of investors. There's so many investors. I have a list of like 1,000 of them. I have to call.
He has a bigger list than me.
Yeah.
He might do better than me. Who knows?
Investors, and investors are different. Some of them are doing development. Some of them are just doing simple rehabs.
What was
A
this
lot
one?
of
Tell
them
him
are
about
being
this one.
specific. This one was in the Canoga Park. Yeah.
You only made 2,500?
Yeah, it's the same guy. So I was gonna actually charge him 10,000, but
You gave him
he
a
started
discount.
telling, yeah, I got 2 properties from you. Okay, I said I'll let it go for 25.
Well, he gave a huge discount. This is a nice guy right here. 10,000 to 2,500. That would be hard to get for me. Huh? What? What for what? Yeah, I would have gave him 1,000. I would have got him another property. That's I mean, the guy makes money on properties. I mean, just be like, give me the 10,000, and I'll give you another property for 5,000. All right. So, all right. I developed. You want to sit down? I think. Would you have anything? Last words? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Tell him.
and, just one thing to clarify. It's not an easy job. It can be very stressful in the beginning part. Very stressful. Actually, last year when I started it, I did like 3-4 deals, and I actually had to stop it because I was just newly married, and I felt my marriage was falling apart. I was talking to my wife, and I was always outside, so I stopped it for about 3-4 months totally, and then I started doing it again. That's how, when I say I do it part-time, this year I probably worked, mostly I was sick this year. I got sick 5 times. I don't know why. And
Sorry.
I worked about
Put it on
3 months this
Oh,
year.
I'm sorry.
And I did these 3 deals, and I just actually closed one in Glendale for another 9,200. And I'm closing one on the 15th of this month in Almonte for
Thank you.
$10,000.
So Aura here is a wholesaler.
Aura, you got anything in escrow right now?
Yes, I do. That's the one in Almonte. I'm closing on the 15th.
How much?
I got it under contract for 300,000. I'm wholesaling it for 310.
Okay, that's
So
And
it's all done. It's been signed.
we talk about how much money we're making, but we don't talk about one thing. We don't talk about how many contracts we're actually having to not close.
right.
To get one closed, you're gonna have to go through 10 properties under contract with relationships with everyone, with escrows, and it might not work. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of work. That's what's so stressful. That's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what the turnoff with a lot of people who are doing it and then stop doing it because and I think one of the greatest advices I got from Amir, I think if he hadn't given me that advice, I wouldn't have been able to do this. He said, don't assume anything unless you get the check. And it's very difficult.
Well, I live by that motto.
I'm still assuming things.
Yeah, I live by that motto, and that's nothing to do with real estate. I just never assume because the world will always surprise you. Anything you assume will be incorrect. Don't assume, ask, rather than anything. I mean, yeah, the information is out there. Don't assume the close. And then one, go ahead.
How did you find the deal in El Monte?
That one was actually in,
Repeat my question for everybody.
how did I find the deal in El Monte from MLS?
Tell us a little bit.
There are a lot of actually deals in MLS, and I'm probably have time to, make offers at 5% on the deals at MLS. I don't have time for the rest remaining 95%. There's a lot of fixer properties. And once you start doing this, you get a lot of connections with agents that you previously talked, and they're calling you with off-market deals, which I got a couple of them in the past. Yeah.
Those are easy closes.
Yes.
We're gonna save questions till the end. Just write it down though.
Yeah, the El Monte one was listed for $375, and I looked at it. It was right next to the train tracks, and it was kind of a little bit of a busy area.
But use my strategies to negotiate
I
it.
offered 300.
Yeah.
And you talk to the agent, you kind of start feeling, and you know, a lot of times your offer gets rejected, but when you do things in volume, that's another principle. Volume, volume, volume is your friend.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you close.
Yeah, that's right. And most people, there's hundreds of people that do what I do, and they close one deal every 6 months. They're just paycheck to paycheck people. Like your job, you know, they make $20,000-$30,000 and they live on it for 6 months. Then they do another deal, and then they live on it for. I don't stop. You know, I do 3-4 of those a month, and then I want to beat the next month. I want to beat that month. You know what I mean? Because I want something more than just a paycheck.
What are you smoking? So maybe you can share.
You guys can all know about that later.
Exhibit the kind of energy you guys
we got some of that too.
Yeah, I don't close that many deals because I have a social life and he doesn't have a social life.
I have no life.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I have no life. I live and breathe.
Yeah.
I live and breathe this because I know that there's going to be competition. I know someone else will live and breathe it. I know someone else will make that call I don't make. I am obsessed. I am here to stay in this industry.
Gotta see a doctor.
Nah,
It's
nah.
not obsession.
I'll be able to pay for that, doctor. I promise you that.
Yeah,
That's it?
whatever it is, it's better than my previous business, the shoe business, and definitely better than driving Uber, which I did for some time. Yeah.
So what are you projecting that you're gonna make this year? Repeat my question.
What am I projecting to make this year?
Yes.
Well, basically, so far I have 42,000 with
Wow.
3 months of working, and I think I can do.
Hey, man.
100,000.
That impresses me. That is amazing.
And I'm
$42,000.
Yeah, and another thing was I took a class on multi-unit out-of-state, apartment investing. So it took me another 2 weeks of off work, almost 3 weeks.
So
I'm learning that
he made
on the side.
42,000 and it was part-time.
Yeah, very, very.
That's what he just said to you. And he still got 6 months left in the year.
Of course,
That's what he just
gonna
said
do
to
that in the beginning when you started, that's going to be your second year.
That's
So
amazing.
You're going to feel comfortable making that.
So that's great. So you want to talk about the rest of your?
Yeah, look at this up here.
So you said 12,000. Yeah.
You already said that. I learned a mural technique.
Back to you.
I put it to work.
Yeah, and his techniques, I started with mostly his techniques. And I've been in business, and I know that, once you start a business, your business starts, taking on your own personality. And you actually are forced to develop your own method.
Yes.
So you get your own thing, you use him as a blueprint for your, business.
Foundation.
Yeah, as a jump start.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start doing your going up.
You personalize it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you can never be like me. You got to develop your own personality and approach.
Yeah, you have other priorities. Your timetable is different. Yeah.
Everyone's different. He's
Yeah.
right. You got to tweak it to your own specifics, But I'll tell you the ingredients that matter is work and the knowledge. Those are the two ingredients that will build the foundation so you guys can get everything you want. OCD. I'm obsessed. Yeah. I'm obsessed. I'm not, everyone has a family. I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean,
What's the secret? Not being married?
yeah. I don't want to be married.
Not being married, man.
That's the key. Key to success. That's another class.
Maybe me and my wife could adopt you one day.
All right, let's finish you up. You showed your recent checks. Thank you, man. Hey, and another thing. One more thing. Stay up here for a second. Sam and me, we sat last week and we sat all day and we developed all this for you guys. We had so much information that he told me to come on the 23rd and 24th. He booked the dates. He already paid me because I told him he needs to pay me in advance. And I'm going to be there.
You don't want to negotiate with this guy. You probably end up in an insane.
I'm going to be there the 23rd and 24th. He'll tell you more details about it. But if you guys come, it'll change your life. Look, I mean, I'm showing you guys someone. I'm showing you me. We're both testimonials up here because of the knowledge. The knowledge is what we guys want. You know what I mean? And we're both testimonials to the knowledge. Who else wants freedom? You come on the 23rd and 24th. Financial freedom is there for everyone to get, you know?
That's good. Thank you so much, Oro. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. No more Uber? You like Lyft or Uber?
I'm ordering Uber.
Yeah.
I'm a bot.
Yeah. He said he invests in Uber now.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's nice. I mean, he could do anything he wants with his money. I mean, he could start another business. He can invest in real estate. But what he does know is how to find good deals. He could take that anywhere. And I keep up with him because I want to know what he's doing. You know, I mean, it's interesting to me, and also I can help him along the way. You know what I mean? Just like any one of you guys. We're all going to take a picture in here. I'm going to post it on Instagram, and any questions you have, do a comment on that picture, and I'll get to the answer. You know what I mean? That's a nice little tip right there. I can help you guys through anything that can help. You know. So these are ARA checks. I'm jealous. All right. So I developed this. Yeah, hello? Hello? We good? It's just that me.
Do you want me to cancel your workshop? Do you want me to cancel your workshop?
No, you already paid me. I already spent the
You're
money.
jealous. You're just one person. What if you have competition?
No, no.
Are you
Look,
scared of that?
look. When I helped Ara, he also made me some money. I helped him because I trained him. He helped me make some money, and then he brought more deals to my table that weren't my deals. So it makes sense for you guys. I mean, it's got to make sense for me to train you guys also. You know what I mean? Like that's how it works.
You want a lot of money. That's what you're saying.
I want a lot of money, but I don't mind working for it. All right, so this is my 5-step program that I had specialized in. Me and Sam like stamped down and got like a really good workshop out of this 5-step program. And that's why we added the other day. We were just going to do one day. He said we need 2 days. He said to get through all this information and stuff, and then about flips. You know, I'm going to talk about fixing and flipping property, contractors, different things like that. But I mean, you guys can pretty much read that. Find properties is the most important part, on or off market. I have an automated system for the off market properties I can tell you guys more about. What time is it?
You have about another 15 minutes.
All right. So
Then questions.
contracting properties is not just the acquisition. Acquisition is finding it. Then you have to own it. You have to get it under contract. You have to have the rights to it. And once you do that, you're going to have more rights to it than the seller. It's a
Tell us a
situation.
little bit about you're gonna have more rights than the seller.
Well, it's by law. By law, if someone signs a contract with you and you gave an earnest money deposit and you followed the law, you have rights to that property more than the owner. The owner signed off on their rights to sell it to you within that certain amount of days that you guys specified. And then, so I mean, the owner cannot sell it to someone else, but you can.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
I mean, it's,
But you can.
there you go.
Yeah.
Exit strategies, that's my specialty also, because there's so many of them. You know, I mean, we're talking about wholesaling today. That's just one exit strategy.
What others? What other
Flipping the property is the main thing I do. First thing I'm going to do is look at the property for my own investment. I'm going to make sure it fits my own criteria. If it does not fit my criteria, that's the next step. I'm going to see if anyone else fits anyone else's criteria. You know, see, because every investor has different numbers. Me, I want a lot of money. I want the biggest spread because I have the right to say that because I'm out here in these streets. I got all the deals, and then I can sell them to the investor or keep them myself. You know what I mean? So it's my decision at the end of the day what I want to do. Whenever I get a property, I don't know my exit strategy. I never assume my exit strategy. I always look at the deal and assess it correctly and figure it out from there. And tell me what the deal wants to do. Does it want to come in my lap? Does it want to go on my development company's lap? Or does it want to go into another investor's lap? Then, if another investor wants it and I want it, I have to weigh out all the numbers. See what is going to make me at the end of it, how much time it's going to take me, and then see what I can make on this side. Then I have to weigh it out. You know, I mean, this is all the easy part. After getting the deal and contracting it, those are the hard parts. And then negotiation. It's scary in the beginning, but you get better at it every time. And there's strategies. There's strategies without talking about real estate. You can talk about negotiation and psychology. You can talk about it in anything. It's in every business. Escrow. That's a situation in itself. You got to get that property closed through escrow legally, and make sure everyone is in the right, where they need to be. That everyone has the funds that they need to be. Escrow needs to all the information, correct information. So those are the 5 steps that we can break down further and further and dissect.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Tell
When
me.
you're talking about flipping a contract, have you run into a situation where title companies call the profit unconscionable? Have you run into a situation where the seller might think?
There's a
that your
lot of
profit is
situations.
unconscionable?
Of course, there's people that say we're not going to add your fee onto this property because we don't want the seller to see that we sold it for more and you're selling it for more. Yeah, they don't want to see that. There's ways around all that. There's 3, 4 different ways around it. There's many ways around everything, and it's not illegal.
But are they legal? That's what-
100% legal, or I wouldn't be up here. I mean, you know what I mean? This is
Maybe
contractual.
if you go in jail in 6 months from now, we don't know what they might have.
Hey,
You gotta ask ahead of time.
I'm gonna bail out. I promise you. No, but it's not
What we're talking about is legally-
100% legal. You know why? Because it's going through an escrow company that legitifies it. It's got to pass through the escrow
And it must
company.
have title insurance.
Everything has title insurance. I wouldn't even buy a property, and escrow will not sell you a property without title insurance.
That's why you gotta go through escrow.
You got to go. I've never sold a deal outside of escrow. So, I mean, that's the main important part. Why is the workshop necessary? Like, why can't you do it on your own? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You need a mentor. You need someone to walk you through all those 5 steps. All those 5 steps. What are you going to do it yourself? If you can do it, I need to work with you. And you need to mentor me. If you're going to just come out here and just start flipping deals, I mean, this is hard. This is hard stuff. It seems simple. It's 5 steps. But once you understand the steps and learn the steps and practice them, you're going to get better every time. Every single time you're going to get better. And you can do these with your eyes closed. Like I said, I'm closing 9 from the last 30 days. 9 of them. And I'm mad that I didn't do the last one. And I got 2 more that I can add to that list. So I mean, and I have 7 properties under contract that I'm looking for an exit strategy. If I'm not getting deals on my table to sell and escrows, it doesn't matter about these escrows. Those 9 escrows, I never talk about them. I'm talking about them today because I'm letting you guys know about them. Those are behind me. That's money in the bank. I do not talk about them. I don't deal with them. They're behind me. Maybe 1 or 2 I deal with because we're having a couple issues with. Yes. I'm working on other deals for the future. I'm working on getting new deals. Every day, that's what I do. That's my job. I find deals. I'm out here in these streets. So.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah,
Well, tell
a
us
lot of
about
information. Huh?
Your system, number 2. You said during the past 5 years, you've developed the system.
Yeah, that's what these 5 steps.
5 steps?
Yeah.
Got it.
These 5 steps, the system, and I have a lot of added steps in between those that you can do while you're out here doing that system. You know what I mean? That can make you some money. I have 7 jobs if you actually want to think about it. Like, I do so many different things. I wear a different hat for everything. There's so much money you can make in real estate. It's not just wholesaling.
And all here, right here in Southern California.
That's right here, right here. Some houses I don't even see. I never even seen. I'll sell. I'll never even see it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. And then I have a lender that works right with me that I've done so many deals with, and he'll fund anything I tell him to. So any deal I have is already approved.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, it's already approved. But it's not really the key. I don't even use that guy because I use the 5 investors I have that are cash. They get first dibs on everything, and no one else gets a chance because they take everything. Well, you know what I mean? Like that they get in the first chance, they're going to take it. I'll never have a chance to market it. I'll never have a chance to wholesale it to anyone else. I'll never have a chance to get a loan on it and make more money because I make a point whenever I get a loan done. Yeah, so I mean, there's,
Are you
you know,
going to talk about how to find investors to do the same exact?
Absolutely.
You didn't have these investors to begin with.
everything I
You
taught
developed them,
Aura,
You found them.
I wasn't in the real estate industry 4.5 years ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you found everybody.
I found everyone and I built relationships and I
others-
kept relationships.
And others do the same thing.
Aura did it.
Yeah, already.
Yeah, I told him how to do it and he did it. And he's successful now, making $41,000 in this year, and he learned this 2 years ago. So I mean, that's a testament right there. That's amazing, you know?
Tell us about
Some
the-
agents don't even make that
Tell
much.
us about the last one, the 100% of the tuition getting. What is that?
So if I told Sam the only way I would do the mentorship is if any one of the people that I mentor in the class, they bring a deal to the table, and I can give them their money back and walk them through that deal. You know what I mean? Give them their money back and give them a percentage of that deal, and also get a percentage for myself,
Yes.
and close the deal. That's the key part. Close the deal.
The first one.
The first deal. I'm gonna tell you the strategies to get it. You get it. You bring it. I close it. You learn more. We all make money. All right. So that's the bonus I told him he had to add in there.
Yeah.
This is the 2-day workshop that we designed. If you use these strategies, you can make $100,000 in your first year. Aura, he left the country when I taught him, and then he came back and applied it. He's 41,000 halfway through the year. He can get to 100. He's just part-time. He's not putting enough work in it. You know what I mean? So that's a testament right there. I made probably like $500,000-$600,000 so far this year. So I'm looking at $1 million this year, but I'm not telling you you can get to my level right away. I hope all of you eventually do get to my level. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are making more than me. I don't know. She's killing it right here, right? So basically,
Go to the next one.
the workshop. This is all the valuable stuff you're going to be learning here. You're going to get a comprehensive explanation of the 5-step program that I have. We're going to review lists of properties that I closed, walk through the escrows, walk through everything. How I structured them, how I closed them. We're going to try to get a few different examples in there, a few different difficult cases. We're going to take questions. I told Sam I don't want more than 15 people in the class. So, I mean, it's just going to be 15 people.
Personal.
Yeah, and I don't want too many people to cloud up the learning process for the real people that really want to learn. And the people I want to teach are going to be kind of handpicked. I'm going to tell Sam, like, they got to be willing to bring deals to the table. They got to be, you know, workers. I'm not going to just train somebody so they could just, you know, not help us all win. You know, it's got to be a win-win. You're going to learn my full automated strategies on off-market properties. Every time I'm going on these appointments for on-market properties or off-market viewings or whatever I'm doing, I'm always driving for dollars. I'm sure all you guys heard of that. There's different strategies to do it, and I developed a crazy good one that makes everything hands off. It's automated. I'll let you guys know about that. We're gonna have some guest speakers. I'm gonna bring Aura back, and I'm gonna let Aura talk for a whole hour and let you know what he did different, how he took the knowledge and how he applied it differently, and we'll learn what he did. So that'll tell us a different perspective. We're also going to have a hard money lender that's going to be here telling you about the loans, telling you about how he can fund them. You can get their connection. You can get some loans done right there if that's what you're into, flipping homes. I'm also bringing a couple of agents that work with me, and they're going to be able to talk on how working with someone like me is better than working with just an investor. And I can tell you that right now. I'm going to close more deals than just one investor because I'm working with multiple investors. I'm doing creative closings. So you're going to have more closings with me than a back-end buyer, than an investor, than anyone else. And if you're easy to work with, then it will be a good mix. You know what I mean? Because I personally handpick the agents that do work with me. If they're going to be difficult and they're going to be just not willing to work with a creative investor like myself, then I just, I'll pass on the deal or move on to the next one. Relationships, I mean, I'm not going to burn a bridge, but I'm just going to move on. Find the right one because there's hundreds of thousands of properties out there and agents. So Ara is the one that's going to come for the guest speaking as a testimonial. I'm going to bring Ara, and he's going to tell his stories.
How about the escrow title?
I'm going to bring an escrow lady in.
What is she going to talk about?
I'm going to bring an escrow guy in, which owns an escrow company in Lomita, and he's going to help you with anything you need to do. He's going to talk about creative investors like myself, and he's going to talk about how half his files in his office are creative assignments. It's the way the market's going, because investors aren't out there looking for properties. They're busy fixing their properties. They need every one of you to find that property for them. They need you. So, I mean, I'll do the job if you guys don't want to. What else? What else you guys?
So you talked about all of that.
Yeah. What you want?
Nothing. It's just there. Flyers back there. Anybody who's interested.
Look, you get lunch included. All right. Cool.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so let me. Are we ready? What's after this? Let me see.
Questions.
Okay. Let me see the next slide. Hold on. Let me see the next slide. Okay, there it is. Go back. There you go. You're not done yet.
Oh, this is the pricings.
Yeah. Those are the prices.
I'm already paid. This is.
Yeah, they're on the flyer. Okay, they're in the back.
Yeah.
You can see Joanna or you can see Franco.
Pretty cheap.
Any of the people, and then go to the next one. You talked about the guarantee. The guarantee is also in the back. You can get a copy of that. Go to the next slide. Okay, that's what you want to talk about because you said you have some words of wisdom. So why don't you start taking it from the top?
Well, I've been saying it all. You guys know. I mean,
What about is it legal? Yes, it is. You already said all of that. What are we doing here?
The whole thing I was telling today was the truth. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I don't have to lie to anyone. You guys can't fire me.
You don't believe in fake it till you make it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Oh, okay, wow. Okay, go ahead.
I did fake it till I made it.
Yeah,
But
till you became it.
yeah, now I feel like I still have a long way to go. I'm not successful yet by any means, But
Well, your standards are very high.
yeah, it's all about your
Success means
perspectives.
different things to different people.
Yes. Well, until
Okay, so
questions. Questions.
Okay,
What do you guys want to know?
Michael? All right. First of all, 1 second. When he asks a question, either
Repeat
you need to repeat it or I need to.
Or hand him the mic.
Oh, hand him the mic. Okay, sure.
Stand up and we'll hand you the mic if you got questions.
Are you using the CAR form on all your deals or are you using your own contract?
I have my own contract. It's a one-page. CAR forms are RPAs. It's an agent drawn form that puts you in contract for a house. Okay?
Residential
Purchase agreement.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
That's what the agents use, and that's what he's saying.
And I can use that to get in contract for a home, but I can also use a one-page home contract if it's off-market property.
Okay, off-market
Two different ways.
properties, you have your own contract.
I have my own
But
contract.
Dealing with agents, you must use
The CAR form.
RPA CAR form.
It has to be on the CAR form.
Association of Realtors, and that's the standard form. Okay. So next question. You guys in the back, right there, gentlemen. Yeah.
Question: are you making like multiple offers, blind offers, or how are you doing that?
Yeah.
Are you making
There's
multiple
blind
offers?
offers, there's
Blind
viewing offers, there's everything offers. If they let me do a blind offer, the blind offer is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it depends on what's going on. I don't mind going and look at a property because that puts me on the road. And my car is a marketing machine. I have my car wrapped in marketing. My phone number is on my car, telling people what I do. So if I'm driving to a property, I'm also marketing. And when I get to that property, I'm looking in that neighborhood for deferred maintenance homes. And I'm marketing to those properties also. Everywhere I go is part of my
You
business.
basically breathe it. You breathe
That's
it.
why it's so easy for me to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Yes, ma'am.
I noticed your checks were made out to your LLC. You suggest people get LLCs established first?
Before you answer, hold on, don't answer yet. Let me repeat the question. She's asking that she noticed the checks were made out to your LLCs, your
Yeah.
company. Do you suggest that they should get an LLC even before they get their first deal, or just wait until they get first deal and then do an LLC?
Yeah, get some deals under your belt. You could do them under your name. You could do them under your name. It's just tax for tax reasons. I'm all LLC because that's my business. More write-offs. When you do it in your name, it's just put your name out there, and wholesale fees can be in the name though. I've done them in my name. Yeah.
And don't spend your money 2,500 to 3,000 for a stupid LLC before you actually get it.
Let the business get that for you.
That would be the stupidest thing. LLCs don't make you money.
They help you with taxes
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah.
So don't do that. Next, yes.
How much deposit do you put when you open the contract minimum?
Different.
Okay, hold on. How
Yeah.
much deposit, earnest money deposit?
Minimum and maximum.
Minimum and maximum.
I've put in $100 on a property to hold it.
Off market.
Yeah, and I've put in $50,000 on a property to hold it. So it depends. Usually, if you're doing it with the agent, it's going to be at 3% of the contract price, and that's standard. So we just go standard with agents. On off-market properties, you can do whatever you want. I have a contract right now in South LA. I put $1,000 in the contract.
Right. Do whatever. Okay, you can even put down $1, but don't let me see you put zero.
Because you don't have a contract.
Zero, that means no consideration, and that's one element of a binding contract. The most important part of the binding contract is what?
Having money in escrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
consideration. Number two is what? What is number two?
The signature.
Mutual consent,
Yeah.
signatures, okay? Make sure whoever is on title is gonna sign the contract. If there are 5 people, guess what? 5 people need to sign the contract, okay? 4 of them, you don't have a binding contract because it is not considered a mutual consent. What's number 3? Element of a valid contract. Number 3, legal object, okay? You cannot sell a property that doesn't belong to you. It's fraudulent property, okay? Well, number 4.
It doesn't have to belong to you. You can have a contract for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mental competency. Number 4, if the person is too old, if the person is incoherent, if the person does not speak the language, guess what? You put that property under contract, they go to court, you're gonna lose. Okay?
All right.
Make sure you have an interpreter, make sure you have you have a translator, a family member, an attorney, a CPA. Somebody needs to be there to provide that competency. And with 85 million people in America, within the next 10 years, going to be, the baby boomers. They're going to be retiring. You're dealing 1 out of 4 people. Okay, greatest transfer of wealth in America is going to be from baby boomers to their kids. How many the kids do? The first thing they do? Either sell the property or parents are selling the property to live off of. So be careful. You're dealing with a lot of the elderly. Make sure you have established that mental competency.
I need all those people selling their homes. Though. I need that to keep my business running. And one more thing, the market. Just 1 second. The market is crazy right now. Everyone sees that. I'm deep in it, and I'm watching it go up and up and up, and we're above 2006-7 levels, whatever it was at the highest. To buy a home in California, a median home, $750,000 is what you're going to have to spend. It might go up more. It might go down, but it does not affect the wholesaler. We don't have money in the industry. You know what I mean? I do at this point, but I mean, if you buy a property, a fixer, and you have enough equity, the market's not going to ruin you. Your money is more safer in a property than in the bank.
That's right.
When I have my money in the bank, I fear. No, I swear to God, I gotta put it in the property. I hate it. I have another job when I have money in my bank because I gotta put it doesn't even matter if it's a good deal. I'm gonna put that money in that property.
It's more secure than
I feel better. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what it is. But.
You got $500,000 in the bank, you go bankrupt, you only get $100,000. That's it. Not 50.
Yeah. At least I can rent out the property. I feel like I could do so much more with a house. All right. He was next.
No, right there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, do you recommend when you sign a contract, you get it notarized?
Do you recommend you sign a contract?
I never got a contract notarized.
No.
And then also LLC means limited liability, which means that
Protects.
not only protects, but the liability part too.
It protects you, your personal.
Hold on, let me repeat that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So what he's asking about, first of all, you answered the first one. Okay, no notarization is required on the contract at all. You don't need it, not even on a promissory note. The only place it needs an authorization is what? On a deed of trust. Why? Because it needs to be recorded. Anything that needs to be recorded must be notarized. Everybody with me on that? Without that, you don't need it. You don't have to. DocuSign is going to do well enough. The next question was, as an LLC, does it provide liability protection for you?
Yes.
Okay, you want to talk about
Yeah, it protects your person. You know what I mean? It keeps you away from that property. Where if anything were to happen, anyone got hurt there, any kind of liability that comes onto that property, it's not going to come onto your person.
Right.
It's going to stay with that LLC, which protects you. You know what I mean? It does protect you.
Limited protection. But one other thing that you got to know, and this is very important. Okay, when you sell a property out of an entity like a corporation, an LLC, okay, you do not pay the 3.5% California withholding tax. This is critical. That's why investors sell in an LLC. There is nothing wrong with you folks taking property in your own personal name, and while it's in escrow, transfer title to an LLC and then sell it out of the LLC, in which case you don't pay the 3.5% California withholding tax. Everybody with me on that? In that case, it's worth it. But don't put the carriage before the horse. Did I say that right way? Yeah. Don't start getting the LLC before you got the property. They don't want to spend that kind of money for. And deal with the state of California every year. They're going to slap you with $800 and you got a statement of information and all the documents. That's insanity. First, get the deal. Put it under contract. Buy it in your name. Transfer title to LLC. Okay. Next question. Yes, MJ.
What's up, man?
Hey, Howard, thank you for
Yeah.
coming here. Absolutely. So one question is that I heard you multiple times. I know you're single, you're on the streets always, and everything. I'm a guy with family, 2 kids,
Yeah.
professional working. Is your system structured also for professionals? Somebody to start with medium to high goals, okay, but starting somewhere, right?
Yes. So everyone heard him?
Everybody got him. He's talking about he's got a wife, he's got 2 kids, he doesn't have the time.
The system.
This gentleman is not here.
Yeah.
What kind of a system can you offer for somebody?
The same
who's got
system.
Who's got a job, but he's not able to allocate or dedicate as much time as you can?
The same exact system. It's how much time you put in is how much money you'll get out of the other side.
It's like part-time.
Exactly. You could do this a quarter of the time. You could do it like those guys I've trained before that do one deal every 6 months and they'll sell it for $40,000, you know, and they're happy. They're paycheck to paycheck, whatever makes, how much ever time you want. You know what I mean? If you have a full-time job, I mean, you still have 8 hours in the day. You know, when you're at home, I understand you got family and stuff, but I'm sure they want money. I'm sure they want food, you know?
Okay, Fiona, you have a question?
Where do you get your deals? Like wholesale deals?
Okay, hold on. So where do you get your wholesale deals? Where do you get your deals from?
Besides good person stuff.
Besides realtors.
Besides the MLS or realtors.
From
homeowners.
homeowners.
Where do you get? Where do you
Homeowners. Homeowners, even courts. You know, I'll go to court steps because I have buyers that give me authority to buy properties for them. You know, I can go to court steps, make it easier for me. I can go to auctions. I can go to people's homes, deferred maintenance. I got different strategies for every one of those. I can send mailers out. You know, there's a lot of ways to get properties. There's more properties that are not on the market than that are on the market. There's hundreds of millions of properties, and there's hundreds of millions of solutions that need to be done to get that property right. People are just waiting. People wait till the foreclosure people are at their doorstep because they're in fear of talking about it. They're in fear of all these situations. I need all of you to go find one of those people, and we'll get the deal done together. I mean, like, they got courts that give you lists. Man, if someone put in a whole day on one of those lists, they're making money. They're making thousands of dollars.
And that information is available on a lot of different sites, like Property Radar, County Records Research. You can get that. There are tons of different strategies. You know, I hate this expression, more than one way to skin a cat. That's horrible. That's a terrible expression.
Let me, the guy in the back.
What's a better expression than that? You would say the same thing. You know, skin a dog, that's even worse, man. I like dogs better than cats. Jeez. You know, that's a horrible expression. You know,
go.
You kill two birds with one stone. What kind of damn explanation?
That's my. I like that one though. I like that one. I like that one.
Say something else, it's not
Yeah.
birds. Yeah, okay, all right. Huh? Yeah, peel a potato?
It's a better way to peel a potato.
It's a better way to peel a potato. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Thank you.
So they got one back there. The guy on the left.
Your hand has been up for about half hour. Okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead. What is your Instagram?
It's a real estate paid. If you guys are not following me right now, you need to.
Paid, P-A-I-D?
PD.
Oh, PD.
Real estate PD.
Like police department, right?
Yeah.
Police
But
department.
but it's like paid.
Yeah.
But you know they already took it. So real estate PD. I don't see everyone on their phones.
Detective. Maybe it's also real estate
Also,
private detective.
I'm always out in
Or
the
police
streets.
department. Okay, Gary,
Yeah, I just want to know, you got three companies.
why do you need three companies?
I'll tell you why. One of the companies is a partnership. So I have to make a new LLC where the partnerships are equal. And that's my development corporation. You know, and so we can just put properties right in there and the split is right. And we all own a piece of that property then. The other one is just me, and it's for flipping properties to keep my liability, like we were talking about over there, safe. I use that one just to flip properties. And my main LLC is what I work for to wholesale properties.
Which is
CVI LLC.
Yeah.
That's my LLC.
Gary, you do not need three LLCs.
Not now, not yet.
Don't be opening up another. But that's enough.
You don't need none to start with. I mean, you could do this tomorrow with nothing.
Yes, Chris.
Are you particular about the conditions of the area that the property might be in?
Mm-hmm.
Are you particular about the location or the conditions or location?
Yeah, are you particular about the condition of the location?
Are you particular about condition of the location? Whatever.
In the beginning, I'm looking for numbers. The numbers got to make sense. I really don't even care where the property sits because my exit strategy is going to be different. My exit strategy, I might not want to do the property, but someone might work in that area that's on my list. You know what I mean? I sell property everywhere, and I've sold them everywhere. You know, out of the 150, anyone can name a city, and I'm probably one of those are in there. You know what I mean? I've been everywhere, and yeah.
It doesn't matter. Some of the things investors get, hung up on is the location. What the hell do you care about the location? One time I bought 50 properties in Jackson, Mississippi in 2010 after the crash. I hadn't even seen it for like $30,000 a piece. We put in like $10,000 into each one, and we sold them for 65.
The
I
numbers.
never even saw the properties.
Numbers.
Numbers made sense. The people were right, and you pulled the trigger. That's all there is to it. You don't care because you're not going to be living there. Well, you get hung up on that. Oh my God, it's in South Central. Somebody lives in South Central. People buy properties in South Central.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, are you going to live there? I don't know. I'm not going to live there, but if you want, go ahead. But you are looking purely and primarily at the numbers.
And when I
if
fix
the numbers
those,
make sense, condition, location, and all becomes basically
secondary.
Yeah.
If the number, look, I'll do a deal in the most hood area if the numbers are crazy good. You know what I mean? If I'm getting a house for $100,000, I'm gonna sell for $200,000. It's gonna cost me $50,000 to fix it up.
Yeah.
I don't care the area. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't. I want that money.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Okay, you had a question? Somebody?
I was wondering why the flipping and the wholesale should be separated.
Okay, she's wondering why flipping and wholesaling are two different strategies?
LLC.
I have two different LLCs.
Why do you have two different LLCs for?
It
flipping
keeps
and
my
wholesaling?
liability. Anything that I have a lot of money in my wholesaling account. You know, I keep because I'm always putting deposits in escrows. At this point, I can hold escrows with deposits. I have like $100,000 always in my wholesaling account. And when I have that in there to protect it, I don't want to be linked to another property, a fixer that I'm doing, where a contractor could get hurt in or where someone could fall in.
Yes.
And then the liability comes onto me, you know, and because that's my other company, has that bank account. I have to keep it separate, and it's also easier to do taxes. At the end of the year, it's not so messy. I had this LLC for this property, and I did 2 properties on it. Let me pay the taxes on that. Let me pay the taxes for me, and you know, it makes everything easier. It's just a personal preference.
No, it's a
You
good-
could
it's a
do
good
you could do anything you want. You could flip properties in your own name,
Yeah.
but then your liability is out there, and you got to do what you got to do. My first flip I did was in my own name. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't matter really.
Don't
But
make it too complicated.
yeah,
Okay, that was a great question. That's good. Okay, so yes, Jeremy.
Two questions. Where do you get your investors, and on those properties, why don't you have insurance on those properties to take the liability off of you?
Where do you get your investors first, and then on those properties with the liability?
Why doesn't he have insurance? Because
Oh, why don't you have
house-
insurance?
House insurance, and it can take the liability
Yes.
off of you.
Why don't you have the insurance to take the
An
liability?
umbrella policy to cover you.
she's right.
Why don't you get like a blanket kind
Mhm.
of policy to cover you, get insurance for those properties? Why, instead of doing that, why are you doing LLCs instead of getting insurance, or are you getting both?
Okay, good question.
Yes, very
There's a number of reasons I see a lot of people are wondering about this LLC stuff. First of all, it's a requirement to have an LLC if you want a hard money loan. They want to see a reputation under an LLC that picks homes. They want to see this. Secondly, about your insurance. If you're going to get a loan, it's mandatory to have insurance on that property, which will protect you because it's going to protect the lender. That's why they say that. Yeah, with the cash purchase, it's your choice to buy the insurance. Sometimes I don't even buy it. You know what I mean? I just do the flip. I just get it done. I'll take care of any problem because it's a cash purchase. But yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah.
It's a very short term.
It's a short-term flip. You know what I mean? I'm just in and out of there. I've done so many of them. Why pay the $700 that you're gonna? It just doesn't even make sense to
You're
me.
just gonna take a chance for a couple of weeks or maybe 3 weeks and not worry about it. Yeah, one day one of them might burn down, but he's
Yeah.
going to accept it.
I'll take that chance.
You know, and you think it's a worthwhile risk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's worthwhile.
The odds aren't likely it'll burn down, but if it does, I'm gonna get insurance every time after that.
I bet you that's not gonna happen.
It's all right.
Not gonna happen. Yeah. I'm sorry? Not the
Yes.
investor question.
Investors, I have strategies to get investors. It's very easy. We can talk more about it at the workshop.
Tell them about one way.
Look online. Look online. Type in investors in Los Angeles.
That's great.
There you go, Google. That'll
And
get
make
you
sure
all
you
your investors
interview
you
them.
ever needed.
Yeah, interview them inside.
Call the companies, interview people. If you can get to the email address of the real investor or the decision maker, you have an investor right there. These companies are all online. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to look up whatever you different searches. You know, Los Angeles real estate investor, Los Angeles LLCs that flip real estate, something like that. You're gonna find lists and lists. You'll never be able to get through them all.
Right. That's great. Mike?
Yeah, so roughly for every property that you put under contract, how many offers did you have to make?
That's a good question. See, no one even thinks about that.
Repeat the question.
He's asking how many contracts do I actually have to offer on to get the ones that I close? Is that kind of the question?
How many properties you got to put on the contract before you can close on?
Well, even before that, how many offers do you
Oh.
have to make before you get one under contract?
How many?
Hundreds.
offers? Hundreds?
I'm making offers right now.
How many offers are you?
I'm
How many offers do you have to make to put one property on the contract?
every day, if I don't put 10 offers in, I feel like I didn't do work. I feel like FOMO. You guys know what that means?
Yeah. What is it? Fearless?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, fear of.
If I don't put 10 offers in, I don't have to get them all. It's just I got to put them in. I got to figure, this is my job. I acquire properties. So if I stop acquiring properties, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
I have to put hundreds of offers in every week to get a couple closes. Maybe it'll be a good week. Maybe it'll be 3 closes, 4 closes. Maybe it'll be 0.
You said to get to closes, but then the first step is to get them under contract. And then,
Okay.
you know,
How many contracts do I get? Got you.
How many contracts?
How many contracts do I get that I just get? Yeah. So if I put 100 offers in, I'm probably going to get 30 of them. Okay?
So you put 100 offers
Yeah.
and you got 30 responses.
And I'm going to close 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, roughly.
These are rough numbers. I mean, yeah. I'm just giving you a percentage.
Mark, that's too much work for you, man. That's not just.
30%.
That's a lot of work.
At least 70% will have to be canceled, and 1% will be the close. And those are good numbers. That's a week, 7 days.
So
You
let's
just
say-
got to put like 12,
okay,
15
so let's say
properties.
100 of them out, you're gonna close one, right? How much do you typically make on that one?
Anywhere from 5 to 20,000 to
Okay,
maybe 40.
let's say 12,000 on an average, 12, 15,000, right? So 15,000 for putting 100 offers, how long did it take you?
Took me all week.
Okay,
100
so
offers is going to take me all week.
All week, so let's say 8 hours times 8, right? 7, what is it? 560 hours, right? So even if you work, I'm sorry, 8 times 56 hours. In 56 hours, you made $15,000. $15,000 divided by 56, what is it? Is it about, what, $300, $400 per hour?
That's
How many
minimum.
people make $300 to $400 per hour? That's really what it boils down to.
That's minimum.
The problem is most people are not going to put out 100 offers. That's the
No.
problem.
And I have many
Because if
people
you do
doing
put out
offers.
100 offers,
Yeah.
you are going to make that.
I have many people putting in offers for me. I have a lot of things going on while I'm not doing it. That's going on beside me. I got people that have a signing authority for my LLCs that can just go and make decisions for me and put in offers. Like I got offers going in right now, like I'm saying. I got people working for me, putting in offers, trying to get deals for us because, they know I close. So simple.
Okay, question? Hold on, Michael was first. Michael.
For most of the 150 deals, would you say you got to select title and escrow or? the
None
seller
of
got
them.
to select?
None of them. I got to choose the escrow company and the title company or the agents. I'll tell you, 130 of them, everyone was a different escrow. And that was made before I even entered the property. I had no business being part of that property, if you really want to think about it. I put myself involved and I made money. They didn't need me to close it, but I put myself involved and I actually helped the deal get done and I helped everyone win. I'm like a transaction coordinator that's on the streets.
Yeah. TC on the streets. Making a lot of money.
TC on the streets. We're going to start a website, .com. You guys check it out.
Okay, just a couple of more questions. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead.
So it means I can say that you are putting multiple offers on the same property because you have multiple people putting.
Sometimes that's a problem.
Repeat the question.
He's saying, do I have problem with multiple offers going in on the same property? Because I have multiple people doing that deal. That is a problem. And the way I figured to solve that problem is have people for different areas. I have a Valley girl. I have a guy that works South LA for me. I have a guy that works San Gabriel for me. I have a lady in Orange County. I keep people in different areas. So that helps me keep everything separate. And those people can run wild in their city. But if they got something out of the city, they gotta check with me. And I gotta check with everyone.
Right.
It's happened before and it's not a good situation. Or I mean, anything can be resolved. You got 2 offers on a property from me? Yeah, we're busy. We're putting in a lot of offers. Sorry, you got 2 of them. Just take 1 of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a simple answer if you do get 2 offers in on the same property.
Right. Geraldine?
Yes, I know a lot of investors, real estate investors and trustee investors, and they do a big volume. And they select to have a family trust rather than an LLC.
A lot of people do.
So what is the difference? I would say being in business would be better to have an LLC, but being an investor, which is the best?
She's asking what's better between a living trust,
No,
a family trust, or an LLC, or an Inc., and different things like this.
A lot of different investors, hard money lenders, right? Private lenders.
Yeah, I see a lot of them with
Family
family
trust.
also real estate investors.
And
Yeah.
real estate investors. So what do you say about that?
I'll tell you, I've seen it also. And those are investors that are using their family trust for investments. And they also are investing with their family. So that it's just easier if you keep it in there. And whoever their lawyer is or their tax person has some kind of tax break for them by doing it from there. Run it from the family trust so we don't have to pay some kind of interest. They probably save something that way. If they don't have a family trust, they're going to have to get some kind of company to do their flips, which is either going to be an Inc. or an LLC, family trust. It could be a lot of different things. There is benefits on each one. I don't know each one because I'm not a tax attorney or anything like that, but there's different ways to do it. And I've seen lenders use family trust because that's a personal financing that they're pulling out of the trust.
Right.
And different reasons.
Okay, 2 more questions. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, in addition to the tuition, of course, how much are we looking at, let's say, capital to start, wholesaling?
Starting after the tuition and everything.
Yeah, he says what kind of capital does he need?
Yeah.
Let's say he figured out or he learned the process.
Mhm.
What does he need? How much money does he need
You
to
need
start?
you need as much money as it takes to get to your first deal. I don't know. I can't tell you, but it doesn't cost anything to put in offers. You got to pay your phone bill.
How did you put your first deal on the contract?
I called on Craigslist. I looked on Craigslist. I looked for agents that are marketing deals that are fixers on Craigslist. And I called those agents all day long. Okay? And I got one that's willing to work with me. And then I got her to find us more deals. And I worked with her for a whole year, made her hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You know, how much capital do you need? Not the
Started with
agent.
nothing.
How much? Did you start with nothing?
Nothing.
How did you put your first deal under contract with nothing?
You don't need any money to contract a deal.
You just need $1.
No.
That's all you need.
It was a property on the MLS, and you have 3 days to put a deposit in. I got the property under contract, and I found an investor within the 3 days.
Everybody got that? You got 3 days before your deposit goes.
And then he put in the deposit, and then I figured out the rest.
Exactly. Somebody else put in the deposit.
And then at escrow, there was a check waiting for me for $10,000.
That was your first deal.
That was my first deal by myself.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, 3 days. If you get a good deal, it will fly off the shelf in 1 day. And if those of you who've done wholesaling, you know that, okay? So let's see. MJ.
So I have a quick question. So the biggest work is putting the offers, right?
It's the most amount of time.
Right. So for putting these offers, like what's the labor we're looking at? Physical work to do?
It's talking.
Okay.
No, it's no problem. It's talking, just putting in offers.
You don't have any problem talking with me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I didn't know about that work.
You're gonna be okay. Gary.
Picking up the phone and calling and talking, putting in the offers, keep doing it. Right when you get off the phone, it's hard. It's really hard to pick up the phone and get on with someone else.
Right.
Because most people are just gonna think about that call they made.
Right.
And just sit there and just look at their phone.
They're shocked.
And then sit there and think about it and write stuff down. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm on the next call before the first person hung up. I got the next number ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got a program here. It's got predictive dialing in his brain. Okay, Gary.
Well, Mark, you can show what you do. Work, go to sleep, think about this, and wake up in the morning, think about this.
Is that you need to repeat the question.
He's saying what?
Do you consider what you do work?
Mm-hmm.
You said you go to sleep at night, thinking about it, wake up in the morning.
I think about it all the time. I dream about it. When I wake up, my computer is right there in front of me, and I have to whip it open, and I have to get started.
You know why he can do that? He's single. He's
Yeah.
not married. Okay, that's it. That's it.
No, I'm obsessed, man, and it's true. And I feel like someone else will be obsessed if I'm not. Someone else has the same goals as I do. But and dedication is something that we all have control
So
over.
all the obsessive people, one big fat happy family, right?
You know what? The richest people that I know are the cheapest and the most obsessed. Richest people I know.
Trying to emulate that?
Absolutely.
Oh, very good. That's good. Okay, go ahead, Angela.
When you run the affair without money, because you didn't have any money,
Yeah.
how do you deal with proof of funds?
Different ways.
Okay, when you want to make an offer on your first deal, you
Yeah.
have no money,
Yeah.
you got somebody 3 days, okay, fine. Proof of funds.
There's 3-4 ways you can work that. You can get a lender letter. Sam can
Yeah.
give you a letter. Sam can give you a letter and give you an approval for $1 million.
That's what every one of them we put on the contract with the lender.
There you go. There's your proof of funds right
They
there.
call me.
I use the investor that I was working with, his proof of funds, and I will put the property directly in his name. And then he gave me the option of wholesaling it if he didn't want it. Isn't that genius?
Yeah.
Find your investor, get it, use his LLC. Use their LLC Just have an agreement with him. Hey, if you don't want the deal, can I wholesale it? You got his proof of funds. You got his lender. You got everything. You got everything you want. You are an acquisition person at that moment. Who's not going to give you that stuff to get first deal, first dibs? Now I just use my own proof of funds.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, I mean, investors probably they want to get a deal, so if their price is lower than an actual buyer, why would the sellers would choose you instead of going and trying the others in the market?
Right. She's asking why would a seller choose you
Over
wholesaler,
an investor.
in the bud who's probably going to flip the property
Yeah.
over a end buyer, end user who's going to buy the property and probably even pay a little bit more for it. Why?
Hey, that's a good question because you know what? That's up to the choice of the person. I don't assume that that person will not work with me. I guess that's my answer.
Yeah.
I do not assume why that person will not work with me over someone else.
Is your offer lower than what's out
It,
there?
yeah, it could be higher. Why wouldn't they use me if my offer is higher than the other investor? Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be higher, lower. It can be whatever it is.
It's not about, I tell you right now, it's not about the money, it's about satisfaction. Every negotiation, the outcome is the same. It's not the money, they actually surveyed all of them. It's about satisfaction. If the seller is satisfied to sell to him, because he doesn't want anybody to walk through his house. They're in a rush. They do not want to deal with a typical Fannie Mae loan that is going to take 2 months. They want all cash and close. You will never know. They taught us in the negotiation class, never know and don't ever assume you know what the position of the seller is. They may be under certain deadline and certain adversity
You don't know.
that they're selling the property for, but you don't know about, and you only assume, why would they get a higher price from an end user? One of them is they want to close fast.
Right.
Okay, they want to close in a couple of weeks. They just inherited the property. You don't know that, but they have inherited the property, and there is no way they're going to wait and build this property like their parents.
You never know. What if no one put an offer in on that property and you're the only one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be an investor beats you.
Yeah.
But then that's just one you didn't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I lose most of them. So I mean
Okay,
they get me on most of them.
Okay, so it's 9:30. They're going to kick us out.
All right, bye.
Stay in the back and answer questions.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.